Meanwhile, back in September,
I can't get you out of my mind. It's like I feel it for the first time. Been thinking about you all night. I've been searching for this all my life.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
It's Saturday. Me and my baby going on a field trip.
And slash to Iran, Don Maria. Your other gratitude sister callers coming?
Anyways,
Yes.
we're going on a field trip, guys.
We all going to a field trip.
And this is something that I've been wanting to do forever, for eons. And you know how it goes, guys. There be things you want to do, but you always forget about it. This is because I be having so many things I want to do. I be forgetting. So finally, I'm making this happen. And this is the Egypt on the Potomac tour in Washington, D.C. And this was curated, founded. I'm not sure if it's going to be led today by Tony Browder. It would be dope if it was, but I think that it's probably going to be somebody else doing the guide. And right now we're on our way to Meridian Park. That's where the tour is going to start, and I'm excited. This is going to show us and familiarize us with the way Washington, D.C. was established and how it was established, by George Washington, who was a Freemason, but also the Freemason has like a lot of secret societies, a lot of things, a lot of knowledge that they took from ancient Egypt. And so when they designed DC, they wanted it like a 10-mile radius, 10 miles or whatever. It was a lot. They wanted like different mathematics to go into the designing in the building of DC. They wanted different positionings of the different buildings, the different monuments, temples, and portals and everything to align with spiritual laws, natural laws, and man laws and everything. And so those were some of the things that DC was built upon. And this tour is going to kind of wake us up and show us some of those things. The other thing about it is this, I was telling Jay, Tony Browder is also somebody who I always wanted to go to Egypt with. He does a tour in Egypt, and I think that tour is like about $5,000. But I always wanted, it's always been a lifelong dream to actually do that vacation, that tour, that trip with him and his group, because I think it's very important, especially when going to places that are known to be of African descent, to have that tour with people of African descent, to give you the African version, the African perspective of a place. Other people leading these tours, they don't give you that same perspective. Trust and believe. And I've said it before that I also wanted to do the Vatican through the perspective of a person of African descent, for real. Because like I said, every time I've gone to the Vatican, every time I took tours to the Vatican, y'all, that room where they have all of the artifacts that they stole from Egypt, we always walk right past it. I be sneaking my head in there, peeking, and they be like, oh, that's not part of this tour. Well, what tour is this part of? What tour? I want to know. I want to know. So that's also a desire of mine.
You told them that?
Yeah.
And what they say?
Yeah, they just be like, oh, that's not part of this tour. Like, almost like when you take a tour, like the Vatican is so big that you can't see the whole thing with a tour, that is. I mean, you can see the whole thing. You going roaming around on your own. But when you sign up for a tour, they pick and choose the places they're going to bring you and what they're going to show you. Yeah, and so the room with all of the Egyptian stuff that they stole from Egypt is never part of any of the tours I've ever been on. And so I'm still on a hunt to find what tour is that. I want that tour. And I want that tour by a black person. For real. I just be wanting to know. I've been to the Vatican so many times. I've had enough of whitewashed history.
Well, what about,
I want a blackwashed history.
Well, what about the tour guide's black, but it's managed by a white man?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said a black one, because honestly, and this ain't even nobody's fault. This ain't nobody's fault. You know what the thing is, and you're gonna see when we go to Europe. You're gonna see when we go to the Vatican. There's hardly the people of color who be on these tours are in the minority.
Yeah.
So these tours cater to the people who are there taking the tours, and usually they're Anglo-Saxon people, so white people.
You know, I'm really bad on history, right? What's the Vatican?
The Vatican is in Rome, and it's actually a country of its own, but it's inside Rome. It's where the Pope is.
Okay.
Where the Pope is seated.
Yeah. Okay. Learned something new today.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Vatican is actually the smallest country in the world. But the Vatican is also one of the richest countries in the world. Why? Because they stole everything. Because they stole everything from the rest of the world. And even in the Vatican, in St. Peter's Basilica, you're going to see an obelisk that was stolen from Egypt. I mean, there's a lot of things that were taken from Egypt. So, and the Vatican owns it now. So yeah. All right, guys. Bye. All right, y'all. We are here at Meridian Park, and we're gonna go in this Mickey. We're trying to figure out the parking situation because DC be tricky, y'all. But the side of the street we parked on didn't say no parking. The other side said resident parking only, resident 1 or whatever. Worst case scenario, we get a ticket.
It's like what sounds fishy is they don't even charge you for parking. You know what I'm saying? They usually,
yeah.
They charge you.
Normally there's metered parking.
So I guess we probably had to look where the meter parking.
But we didn't see no meter parking.
Because we just came from this block. Meter parking is probably on the other side.
Dude. Look at this park, guys. This look ancient.
You didn't know about this park.
I know.
The main park there?
I don't think so. So we gotta figure out where we're supposed to be meeting. Sometimes it's like having a car in DC means you just need to have a fund for tickets.
Yep. Even driving in DC fun for tickets.
Yeah.
I got a stop sign, rolling stop sign, camera ticket.
Let's talk about that.
$100.
Let's talk about that.
But look at the clip. I think I stopped.
Yeah.
I guess I did it. Sorry.
Yeah, so the question, guys.
I think Tinesha was driving that day.
The question, guys, when y'all see this, y'all leave a comment below. Did he stop or did he not? I don't know where we going. But look at this park, y'all. This look like something from ancient
I guess they didn't want to waste the water.
Egypt. All right, y'all, we finally found it. We finally found it. They ahead. So we gotta go get registered. Yeah, check in. So this is where we are. We coming.
How do I get down there?
Hold on.
You gotta walk straight. They got stairs.
Jay's gonna help you.
Or you can sit down and...
Yeah, you can sit down and Jay can catch you.
Wait, how did you get up there?
Like you crazy.
I saw the diplomat and I was like, I'm here, but how do I get down?
Yeah, they got some
And I
stairs.
just came down.
Are you gonna sit down and then jump?
Is it bad?
Jay, you gotta help her. Give me your coffee.
Is it
You're
bad?
pretty high, bro.
Then we can just walk over here and down the steps. Hold on a second.
Oh,
No, we want to be dramatic. Why would we do such a thing?
Right.
And then look at Jay helping. See? You still hurt. Thank you.
You gotta dust yourself off. Take your jacket off.
You gotta go check in.
And your stomach too.
So as y'all see, the tribe is here. We got Mari. We got Donna Maria with positive vibes. And we got Corinne.
Building an object on 16th Street is infused with spiritual energy. So why don't we go upstairs and continue this field trip, get a bird's eye view of the city, okay?
You know.
Okay, thank you. So, the Meridian is actually a very important time of our day. Below is the longest cascading fountain in the United States, one of the longest cascading fountains. Right now, because it's the seasons changing, they really don't have the water flowing like they used to be. Years ago, the Parks and Planning Services, they used to put papyrus plants and lotus flowers in the pools. The pools are descending down a way of 13 pools, and it ends in a square reflection pool, which is kind of hard to see right now because there's no water in there. But
Behind this building, you can see the Washington Monument. To the side of that, you can see a building's rooftop in the shape of a step pyramid. This is by design.
So this tour used to involve a bus, but now, post-COVID, the bus part isn't back implemented yet. So we're just kind of walking around and seeing some of the things that we can see here at Meridian Park. Now, I'm learning so much. Like, for instance, AM and PM. Did y'all know what that stood for? Meridian and post-Meridian. Who knew? And the fact that, and the fact that 16th Street is actually directly lined up on a Meridian line. Hence, this is Meridian Park. Who knew? Mind blown. Mind blown. And again, it just goes back to say that this city was built very intentionally. Everything about this city was made with intention, with symbolism, and even where things were placed there on purpose. Even 16th Street, 6 + 1 = 7, and 7 in numerology is the number of spirituality, and therefore on 16th Street you'll find like a high concentration of churches and religious centers. So when entering the park and you see the obelisk, can't remember the African name for it, but the left side represents the past, the right side represents the future, and in the middle represents the present.
I bet you get happy when I learn something.
Yeah.
Florida Avenue was also known as Fountain. Found again in the 1970s.
Wow.
They built a condo where the castle was, but they just left the retaining wall. Every symbol and aspect of this temple goes back to ancient Kemet.
Wow.
On the outside, they have no windows. The equilateral triangle represents the creator, and the number 32 represents the total number of degrees of masonry that's available to all masons. So, on the left side, we see the Latin word. On the left side, we see Ex Oriente Lux, which means from the east comes the light. The water represents like the feminine aspect, the sun represents the masculine aspect, and together they represent the harmony that is required between man and woman. We see Ex Occidente Lex, which means from the west comes the law.
So yeah, I got a story about this building, this church.
Of course you do. What you want to tell us?
So back in the day when I was important in this area, I was kidding. We hosted, it was a group of us who hosted a group of Ghanaian students. It was a student exchange program. They were doing a tour in DC, tour in New York, like their American tour. And my friend Candace was a part of the organization, and she pulled me in, and I did the organization for having the event here. My sister Norma Jean and I catered the whole event, and then I hosted the program.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if Ayana performed, but I got like local artists to perform.
And we also know him.
Watch out, baby.
So did y'all like y'all field trip?
I'm in for everything. Are you talking to us? I did.
Yeah,
Did you do the survey?
I did not.
I said that all the things that I thought, you just heard pieces of it. They connected a lot of things. Plus, I love all the numbers. Like, I'm a numbers geek. I loved all of the numbers.
I realized number 5 is my number. It takes me back all the way from New York.
And I didn't remember that about the number 5 being man.
One head, 2 arms, 2 legs.
Yeah.
I learned that's the only thing I learned from this whole trip.
5 fingers, 5 toes.
Yeah, everything else is a
Five
blur.
But it also awakens me to want to like pay attention more. Now when I'm walking, I'll be like, oh, okay.
But the thing about paying attention more is you don't know what to pay attention to unless somebody, because like, look at this. Look at the top of this building.
Why is designed like that?
Exactly. Like, we see that top of the building, but until somebody points it out, we don't know if those indentions meant something or used to hold something or,
when we do travel, we have said, look at the correlation between this architecture and we're here.
Yeah.
So I think just noticing that when you go somewhere, you have something to...
That's true, because how many times have we probably passed that Freemason building and I never noticed it at all? We're on our way to go get something to eat now.
In the future now.
But I highly recommend that tour. How much was that tour?
If you look at any construction,
It was $35. I think it was worth it. It was definitely interesting, and it definitely opens up your mind to curiosities that you may not have recognized or known about before, or even known to ask about before. All right. Oh, that's cute. That's cute and stuff. That's cute and stuff. Oh, look at this! Look at this Mai Tai.
I haven't had a Mai Tai since
Hawaii. Oh, look at that purple waffle. Oh, that looks so cute. It's ube. But don't we need syrup?
What is this?
That's pepper.
Green pepper. You can just take it off.
Green pepper.
This is ours, but look at that purple one. Y'all, we got our food. We got our food.
We just walked and stumbled. This is amazing.
Ooh, look at the purple ice cream, and then the purple cheesecake.
You know what? That's the second time that.
I can't get you out of my mind. It's like I feel it for the first time. Been thinking about you all night. I've been searching for this all my life. You're just my type.